Welcome to part 2 on the Eart Telecaster mod. So what am I doing here? Well, when you install a four-way switch, and I've seen this with USA Tele plates, I've seen them with them all. When you put a four-way switch into a Telecaster, the typical Grigsby four-way switch will not go all the way back or all the way forward to engage the 1 or 4 positions fully. Sometimes they will work just barely, but they really don't have enough clearance in there. So what you need to do is take the plate, you take one of these files here, get your file, and you have to file this thing out. And not very far, usually only about maybe 1/10 of an inch. Just add a little more space into that. So that needs to be done here and here. And as you can see, we've got the guitar shielded up now. And we'll finish the work on this control plate and begin the installation. Now, one of the things you have to do when you go from the Asian control knobs that it came with, and you want to put them on a CTS pot. These are 1/4 inch, and these do not quite fit. They're a little too tight. They won't go on. So what do? Well, you want to crimp this first of all. Just a little bit. Just grab it with the pliers and just kind of whittle it a little bit. Just a little bit. Not too much. If you do it too much, one of the ends can break off. Then you take your control knob, your Asian control knob, and a 5.5 millimeter metric drill bit. 5.5 millimeter. And ream that control knob out just slightly. Ream it out a little bit. Let's see how it fits now. Yep, it's going right on there. There we go. Control knobs on. Let me explain a little bit about shielding wiring. This is particularly important when you've got a four-way switch, which converts the ground, the main ground, from the neck pickup into a switchable ground. Basically, that's what it does. And notice I've got 3 wires coming off of this. That's because one of these black wires is a shielding wire. It's actually grounded to the shielding of the pickup itself. So I've got that wire grounded to the shielding. And of course the shielding is all grounded to itself, which will be grounded common to the pot casings. So you've got a shielding ground, and that shielding ground is very important because it's completely separate from the main ground. So here's your main ground, and that's going to go to the switch itself. So you wouldn't want a switchable ground on the shielding because everything is common. So you got a shielding ground. It isolates that pickup ground from the shielding. And that's a good idea because it still provides the purpose of having a shielding over the bridge, over the neck pickup. And all of the shielding wires are grounded together. All right, the neck pickup is in and connected. There's my harness, treble bleed circuit, oil capacitor, string ground, bridge pickup ground, and the Dominger Master T or T Master bridge pickup. This set is the Dominger T Master Tele pickups. I highly recommend these. The bridge pickup is going in now. String ground for this one. Comes up through one of the string holes. That's the way they had ported it. So I'll just leave it that way, and that is going to ground the strings because it's making contact directly with the bridge plate. Bridge pickup in. There's my pure tone jack. And there's my harness. All wired and ready to go. Got it all back together and started doing the setup, and I noticed that something wasn't quite right about this bridge. These steel saddles are spacing the strings unevenly. They have a little groove for the string. For each string there's a groove in the saddle. And notice how wide the space is here and how much narrower it is here between the strings. That can really mess with your playing. So over here it's the same way. It's the distance between the two saddle groupings. So you got one course here, and one course here of strings going over a set of grooves that wind up being too far apart between them. So the solution to this is going to be a set of brass compensated Wilkinson saddles, and I'm going to put those on now. I've put the brass saddles on here now, and you can see that the string spacing is now even across the strings. And this is a fairly cheap mod. I mean, you can get these Wilkinson compensated brass saddles for Telecaster on eBay for like 12 bucks and change. So that's a pretty good deal. And so I would say is a necessary mod to this guitar. I didn't discover this until just now, and so I've made this modification now with these saddles. So 3 good reasons actually for having these saddles. First of all, it's going to straighten out the string spacing, and number 2, since they are brass, they're going to be warmer sounding for Telecaster. Telecaster has a bridge pickup mount and tailpiece plate and all. It's all part of the same structure, and the bridge pickup tends to get a little bit shrill sounding sometimes on a Telecaster, and these really warm it up nicely to have the brass saddles. And of course that would be the second advantage, and then the third advantage would be the compensation that they have. These are compensated, which means that at these contact points the string is either shifted backward or forward at that point, depending on where it is in the order of strings, and where it will need to be an intonation. So these will intonate with more accuracy. All right, let's try it. Bridge pickup. Both pickups in parallel, normal 2 pickup Tele position. Neck pickup. Both pickups in series. That's the 4th position. So it gets quite louder, like a humbucker in series. Of course, we would expect an increase in gain. It's a nice fat sound in that 4th position. Like that bridge position. A lot more responsive. Good sustain. Great sounding guitar. That neck pickup. So when I demonstrate guitars, I don't use any distortion. Well, I don't like to. I have in the past, but to me, guitars sound too much the same. They sound too similar when you go into distortion. I know some will really disagree with me on that and think, oh, well, yeah, I can really tell the difference with distortion and the quality of pickups, but I can to a degree, but I think that running it clean is the real test. And instead of playing a bunch of notes and trying to show off some kind of lead style or something, which I don't have anyway, it's best to just do open chords or something like a scale. You can really hear the tone. You can hear what the guitar sounds like. That's the voice. 2 pickups. Nice. Beautiful tone. Just beautiful. Series. This came out. It sounds beautiful. It plays like butter. This is a great guitar. It's got a 9.5 radius fingerboard also that I meant to point out earlier. Comes with a bone nut, some really nice tuners, and that neck is just beautiful. That roasted maple finish that's on there, and it's a satin roasted maple finish. Beautiful color, nice color scheme. This is a beautiful guitar. And for the money, I don't see how I can beat it. I mean, if you want to get one of these and have it sent and do all the mods, you can correspond with me at Gary@folkstoneguitars.com. Gary@folkstoneguitars.com is my email. The website is folkstoneguitars.com. The other website is stainlesssteelfrets.com. This guitar is actually for a customer that I hadn't seen in 50 years. Back then he was not my customer. I wasn't even in this business. Back then he and I were racing motorcycles. And we lived in Jack's Beach. We went to high school together, and we used to trail ride and practice on our bikes all the time. And Bo was just a guy that was a lot of fun. So Bo Everett, congratulations for this nicely modded Eart T guitar. I know it's going to serve you well. And best of luck to you on your guitar lessons and taking up guitar now. Real excited for you, and I know this is going to make playing and learning very sweet and exciting. So I'm glad that I was able to do it for you. It means a lot to me to do this for you as a special friend. So thanks for watching, folks. You have a wonderful day.